loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bags.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cryptcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Brian.
And we are coming to you from inside the comic crypt in Eatontown, New Jersey with a book review. This week we're going over Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King, Bilquis of Evely, and Mathius Lopes. It consists of issues 1 through 8, originally published in 2021 and 2022.
It was 8 issues. It did seem extra long.
Yeah, it was 8 issues, yeah. Thoughts off the rip?
It was great.
It's very, very good.
Yeah, it's very, very good. Just everything. It's narrated through another character, which is usually a turn off for me. Nope.
Consistently, just because you brought it up, consistently, it's a device King uses, right? Because this whole story is narrated by the main character, but when she's like an old lady, talking about her life in the past, right? Wonder Woman, old man narrating a story to Trinity,
Right.
Even Vision, that was like an outside narrator. I don't think there was actually a character, but there was a narrator going through the whole thing. It's a device he uses, and I think to very good effect. Mm-hmm. I like it because it moves the story along without having to. I don't know. You're not restricted to what's actually happening in the panels.
Yeah, what were you calling the girl?
Ruthie.
Ruthie?
Yep.
Okay.
It's spelled Ruthye, but I've been saying Ruthie.
Yeah, I was just calling her Ruth.
Yep.
But yeah, she's a fun character. Her dialogue is really flavorful. Like, she's like really super well spoken for a little girl who grew up on a rock farm. She got an education on that farm, huh? Because
she's speaking like a well-read little girl from like the mid 1800s, Little House on the Prairie, like that kind of vibe. Yeah. And that's what it was. She was in like a homesteading kind of thing. Yeah,
but with the flavor dialogue, it was no, it was really fitting. It worked for me, even though it was kind of like heavy at points.
Verbose, I think, work is what you would like. She's talking a lot.
Yes,
and she's using big words, some of which I did not know.
But so not knowing until the end that she's old, and reading it just seems like she's narrating it as it happens, like as she's going through the adventure with her. It seems like she's narrating it.
I don't know exactly when we find out she's older, but it's before the very end, I think.
Yeah. It's just that like through most of it, it seems like an internal monologue while it's happening.
It seems that way up front, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just interesting. It does a good job at conveying the wonderment of watching things happen for someone who grew up on a farm,
on a rock farm.
Yeah, because when at the end of the first chapter, when the bad guy, Krem
of the Yellow Hills.
Kermit the Frog. When Krem steals Supergirl's spaceship, Ruthie doesn't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah. She's like, huh?
Yeah. So, is it a bird? What is that? Yeah. So, we're dealing with Kerm, who's a bad dude.
Krem.
I tell you, I'm dyslexic. But
yes.
Ruth and Supergirl are basically the three people we're dealing with. It's Ruth and Supergirl through most of it. But the basic gist of the first chapter is this guy Krem shows up at Ruth's father's farm and asks for aid. He's in need. He needs a place to stay and food, and they take him in like the people of the earth they are. And they show him hospitality and they answer his needs. And the next day, out in the field, Krem and Ruth's father get into a political argument. They have a disagreement over the new king's politics, and Krem murders him because he is a king's agent. Mm-hmm. And that's the tone for the book. Because Ruth is now hell-bent on revenge. How old would you say she is?
She's got to be 15-ish, maybe.
Yeah, like I wouldn't put her over that. Because she seems super young.
Yeah.
Super young.
Sure.
She has a archetype where she's going to go do this impossible thing, and she doesn't care who helps her and who doesn't. Like, she's going to try to get some aid. She's not going to try to do it alone. She goes to try to hire a bounty hunter, but she is determined. Like, she is going to go find this guy.
This is true grit in space.
Yeah, true grit in space.
And Supergirl is Rooster Cogburn.
So Ruth goes to a bar, a tavern, whatever, and finds a guy. Offers him. It's the sword that Krem killed her dad with, and it's supposed to be well crafted.
It's just a really nice, expensive sword.
Yeah, it's a really nice, expensive sword.
Yeah.
And she offers this, tells the bounty hunter that he can keep it as long as she gets to watch him kill him, and blah blah blah. He double crosses her because he's a scumbag, and he's like, "Oh, just he's trying to just take the sword and be like, yeah, I'll do it. Just you don't have to come, but I'll do it. I'll take care of it. I'll do it. Don't worry about it." And she's not buying that shit. And Supergirl happens to be in that tavern celebrating her birthday by getting liquored up because it's a planet with a red sun.
So she can get drunk there.
She can get drunk there.
Yep.
So
she is very drunk.
She is very drunk.
But even though she's depowered and very, very drunk, she chumps this Conan knockoff like nobody's business. Because that's what this dude is. He's just a Conan the Barbarian knockoff.
Yeah.
And, she's crazy.
Supergirl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's crazy through most of it.
She's crazy.
She only has, more reason to get crazy as it goes, too.
As someone who doesn't give a shit about, the super, family at all, this is an excellent representation for me to be like, oh, Supergirl, awesome.
And you've known me for a long time now. I have always been a fan of hers.
Yeah.
And not a fan of Clark's. Because she is a little more ornery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes across. But she kicks the shit out of this dude. Ruthie is just like, hey, you gonna help me out?
Yeah, how about you?
She's like, no? And there's a point where she's just trying to get away, but like you said, Ruthie's very persistent. And
relentless.
And she goes, goodbye, best of luck, don't kill people, it's bad.
Yeah.
But she keeps on following her, and that Conan shit goes and gets Krem to hunt them down.
Yeah, what a peach of a guy that is. He goes and finds the guy that was supposed to be hired to kill, and they attack Ruth and Supergirl as they get to Supergirl's ship.
Oh, also Crypto's here.
Oh yeah,
Crypto's here the whole time.
Yeah, Crypto's here too. Which is bonus points because I love that dog.
But it's about to get sad because Red Sun, if you don't know, under Red Sun depowers super people and dogs.
Yes, and that's why she was there to get drunk, but she's also vulnerable.
And Krem's an archer.
And he puts 2 arrows in her and 1 in the dog.
Yep.
But he's also a hunter, so there is poison on the arrows, which is not such a big deal for Supergirl. She can work through it because she's not completely depowered. She has some stuff going on, but unfortunately Crypto cannot handle the poison.
Yeah. So... and then Krem jumps onto Supergirl's ship, which is pre-programmed to go somewhere already,
and hijacks her ship.
and he's gone, and it's just Ruthie, Crypto, and Kara. And Kara's 3-4 arrows in her.
Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah.
Later in the book, we find out that Kara actually rode them all back over this particular body of water while she was plucked up with arrows. Kara's hard.
Yeah, Kara's super hard. The charm and adventure of the story is the fact that they are stranded without a ride, and they are basically using public transportation and stopping at spaceports.
They are on a space bus.
Yeah, they're on a space bus. Absolutely they are. Which is fun.
And one of the...
Poor Ruthie.
But Supergirl agrees to run with Kara. Supergirl agrees to run with Ruthie to get Krem so they can get a sample of the poison to help cure Crypto.
Right.
And she just wants revenge a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
So they hop on the space bus to try to track him down. And one of the first interactions they have is a dude going hey, are you Supergirl? Yeah?
Well, Supergirl put 2 of my brothers in the Phantom Zone.
Well, yeah, Superman is that, blah, 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 blah. And then he tries to shoot her, and it does nothing.
Yeah, because she's like, "Are you Supergirl?" And she's like, "Well, do I have a big yellow S on my chest? Do I have a fashionable yet adorable red skirt?"
At this point, she is still depowered because they haven't got to a yellow sun yet.
Right.
And she just kicks his ass as a normal person.
Right.
But
That's at the first space station stop.
I think so. Yeah.
But before that, on the bus, poor Ruth gets like one of those guys who falls asleep on the train of the bus and puts his head on her shoulder. And she tries several times to politely tell him to get the fuck off.
Yep. Yeah, he's got a problem with personal space.
But then she has to like pull the card where she's like, "You see her? That's Supergirl. Don't fuck the day," and then all of a sudden he can sit up straight. And
the thing is, it happened again later.
Yes.
And Supergirl actually had to break this dude's nose to get him to stop because he was like predator mouth like open yelling at Ruthie. Yeah. So each issue is almost like and then we went to this place and this happened. And then we went to this place and this is huge. Like they are literally chasing Krem for months.
It's funny too because I started to like write down names of planets.
Unnecessary.
And I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
None of these planets don't exist. It's not like Krypton or any of the other planets in the DC proper. It's not Thanagar. It's not not Ran. It's not any. It's all new. And I'm like, well, we will never read the names of these places ever again.
Don't need to know. You need to know that at one point there's like a crazy space dragon that shows up outside the bus.
That was fun because the driver calls Supergirl to like the front cab, and he's just kind of like, "Hey, super person, do you want to do something? Because like if you don't, we're all gonna die."
And she's like, "I can't."
Yeah.
Because she's not powered up all the way. So she goes in the back of the bus and goes, "Hey, anyone holding like red K? Anyone got like?" She's asking for drugs.
Yep.
And she's like, "I know someone's got it," and someone like gives up, and she turns into the Phoenix.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. She gets some red K and she flies through the drag. So Supergirl can be handled different ways, and I am used to a very kind, mild-mannered Supergirl. Like, yes, she's aggressive, and that's why I like her. But like, usually it's people who deserve it. Most of the time, you get a very kind, soft Supergirl. You know, she's dealing with suburbia people. You know, so when she like got the power up and flew through that was not the solution to the problem that I thought was coming.
Right. But like, so like throughout the book, because you bring up the being kind to people, she is incredibly kind all the time. She's always trying to be kind to people.
Yeah.
Like, she's very concerned for people's well-being. She doesn't want to hurt anybody until you deserve it. And she seems like she's got very thin patience for people who deserve it.
Yeah, the minute it's deserved, the gloves are off.
Like, she's rough around the edges and she's willing to like fuck you up. But she's like in that second issue when they're doing the bus thing, there's a hand washing scene.
Yes,
where Ruthie she's never washed her hands before.
All right, so we're on chapter 2.
Yeah,
we're on book 2. And so good beginning to end. But my favorite line in the whole story comes with Ruthie's first experience in a modern restroom.
Is it? I don't know what I was doing. There was 4 holes.
No, it was the one right before that, actually. Where she goes, "I am unsure if I executed that correctly. I am unaccustomed to interior lavatories." And then they had their nice lesson in washing hands. But yeah, dude, that line fucking killed me.
Yeah, it was good. But because Ruthie doesn't know what's going on, and like in the narration, Ruthie's saying like how like this is where she first saw like she stopped and she took the time to like, and this is gonna make your life better. I'm helping you, like kind of thing. Like it's very much it was important to Ruthie. And it just shows how kind she's willing to, even the smallest things.
Yeah.
To help people.
Yeah, there's a point in time where they reflect on the journey towards the end of the story, where she's like, "And I learned this, and I learned this, and I learned this, and I learned this," and I went, "Oh shit, look at that." I'm like, "Yeah, you learned a lot on this trip."
Right.
And like, sure, she's coming off this, plot of land that she's never been off of.
Right.
Traveling across the galaxy, like, yeah, of course there's going to be a lot of firsts and a lot of lessons learned, but you don't, like, I didn't clock it as I read it of like, that's a lesson, that's a lesson, that's a lesson, that's a lesson. And then at the end where she's like, "Are you kidding? You taught me all this shit." And I was just like, "Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's very good. Because through the story, we see Ruthie kind of like get all these lessons and become a different person, but we also see Kara get like worn down.
Yeah.
For the atrocities that they have to like go through and like see the aftermath of or deal with.
Yeah. So and that's the thing is like, while Ruth is experiencing it by witnessing it, like Kara is doing it. Like they get to a planet where backpedal. Krem winds up befriending a gang of pirates.
Barbon's brigands.
Yeah. Not good guys.
They're like space pirates, but worse.
Yeah, they're marauders.
They're not doing anything for money.
Yeah.
They are doing it because they like murdering people.
And like planets full of people.
Yeah, their thing is like they go to a planet and they go to a city and they go, hey, we're gonna murder all of you unless you could pay us a certain amount of money. Or you give us somewhere else to go kill.
Yeah.
And that's their game. So they're massacring people all the time.
Yeah, I put like biker gang in parentheses. It's like basically just hopping around.
We don't really, again, because we only have the three main characters, like you said, so we don't really like deal with we don't deal with Barbond or any of the other brigands. It's just like it's just Krem. All you need to know is they fucking genocide people.
But and literally like genocide people. And at one point they get to a planet where the deed has been done and there's a few survivors, and Kara helps bury them.
That might be one of my favorite parts.
Yeah,
like when she helps that woman bury everybody.
She was looking for her daughter, or was it a guy? He was looking for his wife.
It was a mom who was looking for her daughter. Yeah,
right. Yeah. So she's like, I'm gonna help you bury all these things. Like dig all these graves, because she's like, she's a normal being doing them one at a time and on her own. So Kara,
her motivation was like, I don't want my daughter to be thrown into a mass grave. I want her to be like honored properly.
Right.
And the people are like, and the government was like, if you can bury all like 100 plus of these people, it's all you, but you got to do it before this time.
Right.
And then she comes in and
in a red blue blur, as Ruthie called it. Like just buries all the people and comes up to the woman and is like, I can take you to your daughter. What did she say? She's like, I scanned your DNA. Like I scanned your body for your DNA. So she knows where this woman's daughter is.
Yep.
And she's like, I did it all. Now I can take you there. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. I think that was like my favorite thing right there. It's just like, again, just taking the time to help people when she doesn't need to.
Sometimes I like when a story doesn't give you something, like that was a very beautiful moment. But then there was another place that they went to where it was just like the Citadel, and she's like, I gotta go in, you can't come in, and they don't give you what happens inside.
They tell you, because in the narration she said, so it was a civilization where they fastidiously recorded everything, so they had footage of the entire massacre. So Kara went in to watch all the video to see if Krem was there, and she came out and she was just like 1,000-yard stare.
Right.
Because of like what she had to see.
But like Ruthie is very much like, I'm there for every minute of it, and it's like, not this minute.
Right.
These next couple of minutes you don't get to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But going back to that, because it gets repeated. This is the first time they find out what's going on with Barbon's brigands and all this stuff. They end up on a planet where there are blues and purples.
Maypole.
But there's only blues. There's no purples, and everyone's like super nice on the surface because it's like a 1950s like kind of town. And just heads up, blues are white people, purples are black people. Because they were like second-class citizens and all this other stuff, right? Like,
yeah, they were given like a separate town to live in.
Well, they also had like the separate drinking fountains and the separate blah blah blah. No purples in the diner.
That was one of the things. They went to the diner and it was like no purples. Where are they? There aren't any.
But it was a sign that was painted over with welcome. But because Kara has the
X-ray vision.
The X-ray, she saw it, and everyone's giving her shit. And they try to kill her.
Yep.
They try to kill both of them. They shoot up their hotel room, and from there they find out that where is it? Oh, there's also this moment where like in here where Ruthie realizes that Kara has been like holding back and humbling herself to move at her pace.
Right.
Because she's like, hey, we need to like fly now, so you need to like hop on piggyback style so we can actually go somewhere.
Yeah, she doesn't know what piggyback is.
Right. But then she also realized like, oh, she's been moving like this the whole time.
Right.
Like she's been moving at my speed for my comfort It's like, ah!
It's always a fun thing about characters who have super speed as an aspect. Like, how many times have you read in a Flash comic where Flash is frustrated for having to slow down for people?
Right, but how often does you get it from the other side where someone realizes what's actually happening, where it's like, they're doing this for me.
Right. It's good perspective.
Right. And that's when they find the massacred town of Purple Town, where they've just been demolished, like there's nothing left.
Well, the Blues outnumbered the Purples, and they were wealthier.
Uh-huh. And they gave Purple Town 2 Barbon's brigands instead of themselves. So like, hey, you go kill them and we'll pay you.
Right.
So that's where they find out what's happening there. They go anytime this happens with super people, I love it every time. They go and confront the mayor, and the mayor shoots Kara in the face, and you get the panels, and it's just a bullet on her eye, like right in the corner, and she just kind of like flicks it off.
Flicks it off, yeah.
Like, doesn't even blink. It's just such a power play for that to happen. But at the end of it, where they realize there was a genocide and like what's actually happening, Ruthie has trouble fathoming the amount of grief behind it all. Like,
I can't fathom it. These people are they live their lives so kindly. You saw them. They have family. Their families. All those dead. And then Krem just got away. He's too big. It's too big. We're too small.
It's too big. We're too small. That gets brought up later.
Yeah.
By Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl says
after dealing with all the garbage.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of shit, and it's a very emotional kind of thing where it's like, how do you deal with something on this scale? Even if you're Supergirl, how do you deal with that amount of suffering?
Yeah, it was very that dialogue from Ruth was just like, yeah, try living in our world. It's like the corruption and the evil people, it's all too big, and we're just normal people. How are we supposed to stop it? How are we supposed to get these people out of power? How are we supposed to protect?
Right. There's a feeling of helplessness behind it, and it really comes across there. But again, they end up following for months. And I have a list of all, because we get a montage of stuff going on. They save a baby because they're basically following in the wake of the destruction of Barbon's brigands. So she saves a baby. She's talking to a guy that gets dismembered by Krem, and he recounts how he survived.
Oh, so terrible, heartbreaking story. There's him and his friend. I don't know the main guy's name, but
I don't have any names.
His friend's name was Flarg. And 3 or 4 times in the dialogue, he's telling a story about him and Flarg running for it and get and trying to get away, and Flarg dies. And he calls him his hound mate.
Yeah.
But he calls him his hound mate 3 times, and he's like, Flarg was a good guy.
Yeah.
Flarg was loyal. Flarg was my hound mate. And you get the story as he's giving it to you. The panels are from the chest up, and then the last part of the story he's telling it, the panel pans out, and he's got no legs. His legs have been cut off.
His arms have been covered.
Both arms.
Both arms. He has no limbs. He's a torso.
Yeah.
Yep. And while he's telling that story, you know what Supergirl's doing? Feeding him.
Yeah,
she's spoon feeding him. And he goes thank you, because sometimes I wait hours because there's so many other people in the hospital right now.
Right, and he was talking about how it felt to watch his friend die, to watch Flarg die. He says a sword through him feels like a sword through you. It's just like, God damn, I'm gonna put this book down.
Yeah. Emotional. Well, that and again followed up by the burying the bodies things. The burying the bodies for that woman, that tugged at a heartstring for me, more so than the other thing. This one too. There's a giant warrior. They're giants, and it's a warrior race.
That was her name, the big purple lady.
Was it? Okay.
Tillis, daughter owned slice of land.
I don't know. Sure.
Yeah.
But
she's the last one left, right?
Her family was killed. Yeah. I don't know if she's the last one, but she couldn't get her emotions out. Yeah. So Supergirl allows her to hit her over and over again against her. She can't let her process the emotions. We have the Supergirl being traumatized by the video footage. They watch a captured brigand get stoned to death by an alien race, and they don't stop it.
Nope, they're just cool.
Yep. And then they see the aftermath of what the brigands did to a temple full of pacifist monks, and we don't get to see it. But it fucks Kara up enough that she flies into the sun.
Yes.
And she has to scream it off.
Yep.
Inside the sun.
Yeah.
Again, just someone like that with all that power not being able to do stuff. and having to deal with the trauma of seeing all that over and over again. And then because it's been so bad, Supergirl tries to send Ruthie home because she's like, hey, we're going to catch up to him now. You need to go.
Right.
Like, I'm going to go fight this dude, and you need to leave. And Ruthie's like, nope, sorry, I'm coming. Too bad. And she goes, okay.
Yeah.
Like, just wears her down, because like you said, she's super, super persistent. So they end up finding Krem, and Krem does magic. But he does really fucked up magic.
Yeah, just weird magic.
So they're charging him, and they're going to get him, and he just pulls out a little glowy thing called a Mordru globe, and teleports the two of them off to a particular planet. We'll get to the planet. I just want to tell you how you get to a Mordru globe. You get a Mordru globe by sacrificing thousands of lives in nothing but service of wanting a Mordru globe, which he's been able to do with the brigands. And that's it. You just need to be a horrible murderer to cast a spell.
It's hate magic.
But they get teleported to a planet called Barrington. It has a green sun. It's a kryptonite sun.
I thought the bears lived there.
Barrington?
Yeah, the Barrington Bears.
So this planet has a kryptonite sun, and this planet was built to fuck with Superman.
Yeah, like it was meant to be a prison for Kal-El.
Well, it was meant to be a murder planet.
Right. Well, it's wilderness survival because there's like dinosaur type monsters here.
Yeah, it says it's populated by monsters, but they're just dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But Kara says that Kal-El was here for 45 minutes, and he said it was the worst 45 minutes of his life. And then the League came and picked him up, and it was okay. The problem is they can't leave until the sun goes down.
Yeah, Kara won't regain enough strength until the sun goes down, and it's 10 hours until the sun goes down.
She's got to be there for 10 hours, and Ruthie protects Kara.
Yeah, she has some cool moments where she's like standing battle ready with the sword. Like
the first one to show up, the first dino that like attacks, I thought it was adorable that she was trying to talk to it.
Yeah, right.
She's like, I don't want to do this, but I will. Like, kind of, but it was like really drawn out because she's really verbose. Like
that's why Ruthie comes off as like 9 or 10 in her dialogue sometimes, where she's just like, I don't want to kill you, Mr. Monster, even though it's like a terribly ferocious monster.
She never felt that young to me.
In those kinds of instances, she did.
I don't think so, because she was facing down a T-Rex, essentially.
Well, Kara's not supposed to be that old either. Like she's Supergirl. She's like 18 max.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think she's 21 in here, obviously, because that's why she went to go get drunk, because she turned 21.
She went to an alien planet to get drunk. There's no drinking age on alien.
But she's Supergirl. She's got to follow the Earth law.
No.
She turned 21. It's her birthday. That's why she came to get drunk.
Sure. In like rite of passage of celebration on the planet she lives on. But like, I don't think she has to adhere to the law.
No, she can do what the fuck she wants.
Right.
But I'm saying, I think this places her age at 21.
Dude, Earth kids don't wait till they're 21.
I know that. Right? Jesus Christ. But Big Dino attacks, Ruthie kills it with the sword. Like pterosaurs attack, and Supergirl manages to laser eye them dead. And then as the sun is setting, another like big crazy like dinosaur comes and attacks them, and like it looks like they're gonna die. It looks that was it, and then Supergirl pulls it out right at the end, and punches that thing in the face.
Yeah, she's holding it back one-handed, and she's scoffing. She's up for 45 minutes, and then she punches the thing. And then she calls Superman a bitch.
Yeah, she's a little bitch. Yeah, 100%. Yes, agreed. She better have thrown that in his face as soon as she got home.
Right? Like, I want that. Squeeze that into a regular continuity book somewhere. Like, I heard about your 45-minute stint with the Green Sun, bitch. Like, that was so great.
I was there for 10 hours with a little girl. By the way, the whole time she's on that planet, she's just like writhing in pain on a rock.
Yeah,
like she can't do anything.
Like DTs, like just writhing. If she's not passed out unconscious, she is.
Yep. And then we get a retooling of her origin issue, which is also horrifying.
Horrific.
Yeah. Because it said she watched her world die 3 times. Right? Because we have the initial death of Krypton. Then they find out that kryptonite happened as Argo City is ejected from Krypton, and it's bubbled by her father. Then people start to die from kryptonite poisoning, and they figure out what that is. They lead sheet the whole fucking city, and then that starts to fail, and everything's dying again, and then she gets ejected.
Yeah. That's a rough origin.
Yeah.
That is way different than all of Krypton gets blown up in one big moment.
Well,
no, it doesn't. It was
they
a
go
lot
into
longer
like
for some
crazy detail about what she saw, like, you know, the carriage overturned and there's no one crying.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
There's a dude with his guts hanging out. Like, what do you do?
The story, the way it's told is she's on her way home from school, and she's encountering these different things where if it wasn't so dire, she would stop and help. But
she had to keep walking.
That's what it says literally. Like she kept walking. She's like, the carriage was overturned. There was no crying. She kept walking. The shopkeep was a shopkeep she knew.
Yeah.
And you know he was split in half by the building that.
She was like, "Hey, can you help me like push my guts back in? I just need a hand. I just need a hand. They keep slipping."
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's like, and she kept walking, and it's like, you know, some of the these things were too far gone, and there was nothing that you could do about them, and she was getting home to her.
Yep.
Mother and father. I'm not sure if their mom died yet or not.
No, not yet, because she dies later. I think.
But she's getting home to her family. And it's just like, oh.
Yeah, and like she's 14 years old, and she's the last one out there hammering like nails into the copper
by
sheet,
herself.
the lead sheeting.
Yeah, everyone got sick and had to leave.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. That was a rough chapter.
Crazy.
That was a rough one.
That's all that story is being told while they bring back Comet, the super horse.
Yeah.
So Supergirl gets Comet the Super Horse to help outrun the Mordru globe again.
Because Krem, they're hard to come by.
Yep.
Krem has 2.
Yep. Because he killed so many people.
Because he's the creme de la creme.
Before that, she like horror movie takes out his guys too. She's like bashing through walls and sucking them through like the things. Like you don't see her, and they're all flipping out.
Yeah, she's doing a pretty good Batman.
Yeah.
Just picking your guys off one at a time.
But like, Comet runs fast enough to go into like another dimension or something. I don't understand what exactly happened there. But everything gets like negative colored looking.
They said that like the orb could chase her
forever.
Yeah, like to the ends of space, and that Comet had to go beyond that.
I think that's what it was. And they do the stupid thing like they did in Lord of the Rings. Like, you know, Krem goes like, no man or woman can outrun a Mordru globe. And she's like, yeah, but I got a horse.
Yep.
So yeah, they outrun it. And she like pops it like a bubble once they get like outside of space, I guess.
Yeah, she squishes it with her finger. She's like, boop, like a grape.
Mm-hmm. And now Krem's fucked.
Oh, there was that one funny part where she's like delusional. Pterodactyl type things attack Ruthie. And Kara just sits up abruptly after being like passed out, and she's like, "Hey, what was that? There's a fucking bird. No, it's a plane. No, it's Supergirl."
Yeah,
she passes back out. That was funny.
There's lots of little fun humor things inside the book. I didn't focus on those as much as the.
No, you know what? I just happened to flip past it right now.
Mm-hmm. But Krem is fucked because when she gets back with Comet, all he's got is bow and arrows, and he's just shooting at her, and she's just like, crunch, catch.
Yeah, just catching him.
Next time we see him, he's tied to a tree. And we're almost done now. Like, this is like the 8th issue, where Supergirl goes up to fight the spaceship full of Barbon's brigands.
Yeah, Barbon brigands.
And Krem is tied to a tree down on the beach, and Ruthie and Comet are there. But Supergirl left Comet there to watch Ruthie to make sure she didn't kill him.
Right.
But, where are we?
Supergirl staring off against the ship, like out in space, staring down the ship.
Right.
And Ruthie's on the beach.
We find out that Ruthie's father died because he didn't laugh at Krem's joke.
Yeah.
We find out that Ruthie's father at least said all the right things that he was supposed to say in backing up the king. And because Krem got upset that he didn't laugh at his joke, he killed him. Because he's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like the whole time he's tied to the tree. Like Krem is such a bit part in this, even though he's the big bad guy. Mm-hmm. But he's such a bad guy. He gives a fuck about nothing.
No,
like they have him tied up and caught, and he's still belligerent. He doesn't give a shit.
He's like, "Fuck you! They're gonna come and they're gonna hunt you down. You do anything to me, they're gonna kill all of you. They're gonna kill your family."
And he's like, he's the perfect antagonist because he does not care. You know, because it's just like, yeah, so what? Fuck you.
Yeah,
like
he's like pure evil.
And it's in the nature of pure evil, they prey on the good aspects of, you're not going to kill me because you're good. You're not going to do anything to me because you're good.
Yeah, he's constantly trying to find angles to like needle Ruthie.
Right.
There was a line in here too where I forget what like prompted it, but Supergirl says, "I don't hate anyone."
Right.
And then Ruthie says in her narration, "And I learned then that up can be down, and right can be wrong, and a lie told well can be true and good." So even though Supergirl's lying that she doesn't hate anyone,
right,
she still acts like it. Like she's still willing to go do those things. But she goes kick some pirate ass up in space. But they manage to have a little kryptonite because they knew it was coming, and they get her chained up, and they have a kryptonite bullet, and they're gonna shoot her. And unfortunately for Comet, and fortunately for Kara, Comet shoots up there to save her after some convincing from Ruthie. And he takes that bullet for her. Yeah,
Ruthie has to promise not to kill Krem.
Right. And she's like, "I will definitely not do it." And as soon as he's gone, she's like, "All right, we're going to do it." So Comet takes that bullet for Kara. And then Kara just, like, wrecks everything after that.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about this earlier. Comet's weird. He's a Golden Age character.
Yeah.
Where Comet's like a guy.
Or a centaur that we learned.
All right, so
you looked up and learned.
So he was a centaur in ancient Greece that was cursed by a witch to be able to turn into both forms, but it looks like he's just always horse for whatever reason.
See, I don't know what. See, like a curse to be able to transform into one or the other. Like, that doesn't sound like a curse. That sounds like versatility. Like, you gave me an option. If I want to be a horse, I can be a horse.
Right.
If I want to be a centaur,
I don't know what the limits are. I just had a quick thing. But he also got, like, all his, like, Kryptonian powers and other, like, Kryptonian weaknesses, right? But he could only ever turn into a man when there's a certain comic passing through the solar system. Yeah, and then he had a relationship with Supergirl at some point, and, like,
why does he have superpowers?
Because that came with
the curse?
Yeah.
Because he's not Kryptonian.
No, he's not. He just has the same set of powers. Which is why kryptonite doesn't do anything to him.
Man, he just gets weirder.
He just got shot.
He just gets weirder and weirder.
But he gets shot and turns into a dude, and Kara gets real upset and fucks all the pirates up.
Meanwhile, Ruth and Krem have a pretty cool fight.
Yeah, she basically like, "Hey, I'm not gonna kill you like you killed my father unarmed," and they have a fight on the beach, and she fucks that dude up.
Like they stand like a duel at dawn. Like they stand like 6 paces or 12 paces away from a sword. She has a sword and he has nothing, so she puts the sword in the middle of the ground, and they stand like a certain distance away from it, and they run for the sword.
Yep. And she kicks his ass.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like he went for the sword, and she went to boot him in the fucking face.
And there's like a line in there. It's like, you can fight any guy, any size, whatever, but you can only get kicked in the face so many times before you you can't anymore. Yeah,
and shit. Yeah.
So she just kept booting him in the face.
Yeah, and she gets the sword. Like, she booted him in the face like 2 or 3 times. She gets the sword. He reaches for her. She slices his fingers off. Like, he gets jacked up.
And she's got him dead to rights, and she can't kill him. She tries multiple times,
and
she
swinging
cannot
at him
do it
a bunch of times.
Yep. And then Supergirl shows up, and we find a couple things out. We find out that Crypto's fine. The poison thing was a lie.
Yeah, because the thing is that Krem has the knowledge to the poison, so he would know the antidote. So the whole point was to not kill him anyway, because we wanted to keep him for the information. And Kara's kind of like, "Oh, you didn't kill him?" And Ruth was like, "No, well, your dog." And he's, "Oh, the dog's fine. I left him at a vet." What?
She lied about the poison. She lied saying that she needed Ruthie to be able to identify him. She goes like, "None of that matters. I'm Supergirl. You think I would have been able to figure that out? What's wrong with you? I would have had this."
Right.
So she brought Ruthie along to teach her that killing is wrong, to show her that she shouldn't waste her life on vengeance and pieces of shit like Krem.
And he is the most colossal piece of shit. Because, like, Supergirl comes down, holding Comet's, human body, lays him down, is having this moment with Ruth, and is, like, having a heart-to-heart and these confessions and realizations about learning stuff. And Krem is still sitting there talking shit.
Yep. So, while Ruthie is supposed to have been taught this lesson, and she has, because she can't kill him, right? Like I said earlier, because of all the horror and trauma she's witnessed, Supergirl went the other way. And now Ruthie has to convince Supergirl not to kill Krem.
Yes.
Which is a cool little twist. And she doesn't. They end up taking him and like, hey, we're gonna...
Well, they phantom zone him.
Yeah, he gets thrown in the phantom zone. He gets punished anyway. But this is when Supergirl echoes Ruthie from before, and she says, it's too big, we're too small.
Yeah.
After everything they've been through. Yeah. So Krem spends the next 300 years in the Phantom Zone, and in that time he actually reforms. He actually gets better. Supergirl goes to Ruthie when she's a very old lady on her farm, and they let him out of the Phantom Zone. And he's like begging. She's like, I'm so sorry. I was such a shit. Like, I'm so sorry. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. Ruthie cracks him in the face with her cane, and they walk away.
But there's a alternate tale, right?
So all the narration we got is Ruthie telling us the story because she wrote a book about this whole thing.
Right.
So in that book, she lies. And the lie is that Supergirl killed Krem. And she alludes that a lot of the other stuff in it is also a lie. Because sensationalism.
It's also such a heavy ending, right? Like the scene on the beach, immediately followed up by the scene where she's old, and they spring him, like, the climactic ending of the fight, the battle, and then the epilogue is very heavy, and he's remorseful, and they're reflecting on the things that they've learned, and then she just bops him on the head with the cane. I mean, it's a good strike. She's an old woman, but he's a much older man, and you can see it's only done in black.
Yeah, it's silhouettes.
But there is like blood.
That's why I say crack, because he got cracked in the face.
Yeah. But like
he's okay because his arm's moving.
Yeah. He's like putting his hand on his head and everything. Like he's still alive.
Yeah.
But it's so comical to have so much of that gravity and have it sum up with a whack on the noggin.
Yeah, but I mean that's what this book is about, right? It's being kind. It's about forgiveness. It's being a better person.
Yeah.
It's not the let's kill them all. There's enough death already. Why do we need more?
The only thing that I can say as a negative for this whole entire book is I like Ruth as a character, and we'll probably never see her again.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because she was a device for this story.
Sure.
Clearly Supergirl's the main character.
I mean, she's got a couple 100 years worth of life in her, so she could pop up somewhere in the future.
Right. Any tale you want to go back and tell with her, but what do you tell without Supergirl? What do you tell, she's tethered, she's tethered to this one thing.
You team him back up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's very, very good. Turns out I like Tom King. Consistently.
What do you mean turns out?
I'm just saying, because every Tom King we've done, I think I picked all the Tom King books.
You have.
Okay.
You picked Vision, right?
Yep.
That was Tom King.
Yep.
This.
And Wonder Woman.
And Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
We didn't do... What's the other one he did? He did Adam Strange.
Right? He did Strange Tales and Mr. Terrific.
Did he do Mr. Terrific?
No. Mr. Terrific is basically the main character in Strange Tales, though.
Oh, okay.
It's Adam Strange.
Yeah.
But Mr. Terrific is the detective investigating the murder. I read some of it when it was coming out.
Of Adam Strange?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. All right. I didn't know that he's dead in that.
He's not.
Okay. I was going to say it's named after him. All right.
What was the other one? The spy one.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But Tom King is a consistently good writer. I have to go back, and I always give shit to the Batman run, but I know you like it.
Yeah, everybody shits on the Batman run because he got fancy with the dream issues. It was intended and plotted to be longer than it should have been.
Yeah. It just got stretched too far.
Yeah, but I mean, it was planned to be 100 issues, They took it away from him when it was like in the 80s.
Yeah.
You could have let him have the last 20 issues. DC just threw a tizzy fit because Hulk outsold Batman for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And Hulk is a shit book. But you had an exceptionally good volume of Hulk at that moment. It was Immortal Hulk, and it was Ewing writing it, and the artwork was good. And you got to step back and be like, listen, a Hulk book didn't just happen to beat Batman.
Yeah,
it was a certain time periods and planets aligning of people being frustrated with the Batman run, and the talent on Hulk being that good and that different.
I think it was consistently voiced that people had an issue with the book and that they saw that as the last straw. Anyway,
I'll take Tom King's Batman over Snyder's Batman any day, and I think some of the issues in King's Batman run are some of the best Batman issues ever.
Sure. I don't want to belabor that because we've gone over that a few times.
Sure.
I like Tom King in general. I like the way he writes. Also, the art in this, fucking fantastic.
Yes.
I was looking up her work. She hasn't done a whole lot.
No.
She's done this. She did the other thing. Helena Windhorn was a more recent, I think, Dark Horse Tom King thing. She did the art there. She did some in the Dreaming. She's done stuff here or there. Not a whole lot.
If I had to criticize anything about the art, it just would have been that last planet with the green sun. I would have liked more fanciful alien monsters and things that looked like dinosaurs.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Yeah, dinosaurs is a little bit of a cop out, but I'm cool with it. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Sure.
It didn't serve any purpose.
Yeah.
Whether they look like dinosaurs or look like something else, whatever.
Yeah.
But just to have something, I don't like dinosaurs when dinosaurs are used in alien landscapes because it's too familiar.
Sure.
And like, there are so many places that like have dinosaurs in regular like continuity comics where you're just kind of like, oh, are we in the Savage Land? Are we like, I associate it with other places.
Sure.
Just give me the big tube worm monster or an extra bug looking thing. Like, just make it a little more.
I hear you.
Whatever.
Highly recommend this book.
Yeah,
it's very good.
This is going to be top rung for me. Like,
it's up there.
Out of this year, it's going to be one of the top.
Also, one of the few times we're being timely. I mean, Secret Wars are being a little timely, but like, this is the inspiration for the Supergirl thing going forward, too. The Supergirl movie. This is a lot of inspiration is taken from this. I don't know to what extent.
We'll see.
So
we'll see.
I said inspiration. I didn't say they were adapting it.
Yeah, I don't like. From what we see in the trailers and the scene of the movie where she shows up in the Fortress of Solitude, just because she was drunk and she was drinking at a bar here, Kara in this book never comes off reckless and irresponsible like the girl already does in the movies. So I don't know. I think they just went, oh, she went drinking, and look, she went drinking. I don't know how much of a comparison is going to be.
It depends on how they're going to characterize her in the movie as a whole. Yeah, it's going to come down to that.
Like I'm sure there's going to be a flip of responsibility, but this Kara is not irresponsible. Just because she went to go celebrate.
No, she went to go have a good time in a responsible way.
Yeah, right. So I don't know if I vibe on that. Like,
I'm just
analogy.
saying. I'm just saying, like, legitimately,
we'll see.
The inspiration. So we're ahead of the curve a little bit this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, fantastic book.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So good.
Yep. My like I said, minimal gripes are not even gripes. It's just like me looking for something.
And Tom King always like hits me in these little emotional buttons. He never like makes me like tear up or cry like I have with other stuff.
No, but he hits you with gut punches. Like where you're just like, damn, I gotta think about that for a minute.
He pushes those buttons. He plucks those strings. Like he gets you.
Like I didn't get teary eyed or upset at any point, but there were a couple, like the tour of misery across those planets.
Yep.
Where it's just like, damn, Tom King.
Right.
Making my comics heavy. I'll be honest. I fucking love that shit. I love that shit in comics.
You yell at me all the time for that.
Yeah, but your shit happens like you pick shit in like real world context, like like where you.
This is real world. It's just on their world.
Nah. Like the most real world fucking thing that happens in here is like, oh man, somebody like hurt my dog. Like.
Also, this maintains my streak of stories about young girls.
Not quite.
Come on.
It's a different. Nah.
No, it does.
No.
Yeah. Coming of age for Ruthie.
For Ruthie. Yeah, but even Ruthie's way cooler than Friday and what was the other girl's name?
From I Kill Giants?
Yeah.
I forget.
Thor.
Her last name was Thorson.
Yeah.
Just remember.
Yeah.
Barbara.
Yeah. So Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. is currently available in, what do they call it now? The DC...
The compact editions?
Compact editions?
Yeah, the compact comics.
They're very practical. They travel well. I personally took a look at some of the heavier dialogue, the pages, and went, oh man, I'm going to have to like sit at a table with bright lights, and I like to lounge in dark places while I read my comics. So I'd like to say thank you to Tim for loaning me his normal size edition of this so I can enjoy it and read it like a normal person. But again, it is part of the compact comics by DC. It's a new initiative they're doing.
Yeah, they're all $10. They make them affordable, so you can get stuff. And I told Brian that he's getting old and he should go to the eye doctor, get some reading glasses.
I am not. I have had 20/20 vision all my life. I mean, I have to go. I actually had an eye doctor appointment made for the Tuesday that we got Monday that we got snowed out.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, and I have to go
reschedule. Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with my eyesight. My eyesight is wonderfully fine. Okay. It always has been, historically.
Sure. You're getting older, it's going to degrade sometime.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. But, both my parents wear glasses.
There's no shame in it, Brian. Okay.
Listen, I thought glasses are chic. I was jealous of people who wore glasses because I wanted to wear glasses. For a while in like the late 90s or late 80s or early 90s, it was like cool to wear fake glasses.
That sounds so dumb.
A lot of people were wearing like glass lenses, but like we're buying stylish frames. Yeah,
that's stupid.
Yeah,
be nice to have the option.
Right?
Anyway, thank you for listening. If you would like to get in contact with us for any reason at all, whatever you want, we appreciate it. If you want to give us any kind of future book reviews, that'd be cool. But you can do that at thecomiccryptcast@gmail.com, and you can follow the store on Instagram and Facebook. Links for those will be in the show notes, and you could see when we get our new trades in. They're reprinting a bunch of these DC compact comics, so like we're getting one or two of these like a week now because they're just like ripping them out. So you can see when those come up or anything else we get as it comes through. Other than that, go read this book. Like, really.
We loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bags like comics. The hardcore get it while the soft bitches vomit. I came to this earth on a radiated comet. Now the planet is in perilous danger because I'm on it. Fly super villain with the superpowers in me. Got the red issues and all my shit is minty. Body like Ben Grimm, suckers I be beating down. Look around and we be found chilling out in Eatontown. I be at the comic crypt stacking up the kryptonite. Doomsday and Superman every time I grip the mic. Dark Phoenix overloading, supernova sunspot exploding. I'm the Punisher reloading Bobby Drake when he's frozen. Storm forming ominous clouds over the ocean. Working with Professor X to master my emotion. Have you posing in the box whether you know it or not. I'll easily bag your bitch like Logan did to Scott. Mr. Sinister plots when I administer shots to clone Gene from a jeans. Then this shit'll get hot like Inferno. Burn slow, humans are ash. God loves man kills in the days of future past. Now I'm working on a science lesson. Me and Brian Stratton, a rat in a cage who can't stop buying X-Men.
Like a flower that blooms in the spring. You were beauty, you were everything.